How are we doing, guys? All Leeds TV, and it's player rating time. So let's get straight on with it. Bailey got fouled first of all. Made a couple of good saves. Made one in the first half. It was a little bit of a parry. One you expected to make at the end of the day. And he had one where he was backpedaling, and that was a good save as well. Just the trouble was at times, it's coming across as if it was a bit of a mixed performance from that point of view. Sometimes he was really decisive, came out, got to the ball, got it out, and other times he sort of delayed a little bit. There was one moment in the second half when a long ball came up, it was between KP and him, and he just didn't really take control of the situation. I felt I'm a goalkeeper, I want taking control of the situation. I want either picking the ball up, clearing it, or just being decisive, not stopping, delaying. That was a little bit frustrating, but you know, at the end of the day, he didn't really cause any major problems for me. Just sometimes maybe put us under a little bit of pressure in sort of terms of dealing with crosses and that. But I'll probably go 6 out of 10 for BPF. Jamie Shackleton, instant 8 out of 10. But defensively solid, did absolutely nothing wrong defensively. Going forward was brilliant. You know, he's just always looking to be positive on the ball, brave on the ball. Just play like a real modern day fullback. You know, I've already said in the review, I think he's got those elements of Byron in his game, but I also saw elements of Lewis Cook in his game in terms of the ability to drift past a player, you know, take on a player, like play like a winger almost playing a fullback, and it really helped. You know, unlucky not to get a goal. He's just so creative. A really impressive performance off Jamie Shackleton, and 8 out of 10 for me as well. Right side of centre back, KP. I thought it wasn't a great game for KP. You know, I think he has to take a lot of blame for the goal. He probably should deal with that. You know, he should just sort of caught underneath the ball, which was frustrating to an extent. Just wasn't the best of games for KP. I felt probably his poorest performance I think since Swansea. You know, he's been very few and far between in terms of poor KP performances, but obviously has to take responsibility for the goal. It just wasn't really a great performance from him all in all for me. I go 5 out of 10, but look, there's no way you can drop KP. Absolutely no talk of that. You know, he still starts at Bolton for me, either at centre back or in the holding midfield role. Other side, Pontus Jansson again has to take some responsibility for the goal. But I thought his performance was better than KP. I thought he was positive on the ball, some lovely passing, and mostly other than on the goal, I thought he defended well. But obviously, you've got to take marks off for the way the goal happened. Probably a 6 out of 10 for me for Pontus. Not his best performance, but not a poor performance by any means. You saw his quality again at times in the game. Left back, Barry Douglas, nothing massively terrible defensively. Sometimes let the crosses into the box a little bit too easily, but just thought some of his decision making wasn't great. You know, there was times where I think there was 2 or 3 times when the balls wasn't going out of play. He was trying to be a little bit too clever, get caught out. But you know, considering the standards Barry Douglas raises, it wasn't his best performance, but still, he still did okay for me. I'll go 6 out of 10. Pretty decent enough performance of Barry Douglas. Holding midfield role, Adam Forshaw, just brilliant. He just controlled the game. He never really let the back four come under massive amounts of pressure. He just did the perfect job behind Click and Saiz. You know, he allowed them to have that freedom just to push forward and create chances. I'd go at least an 8 out of 10 for me for Adam Forshaw. He was the star man for me yesterday, alongside Jamie Shackleton. On the right hand side, Eshan Alioski, I thought started the game really well. Really positive on the ball. Combined well with Jamie Shackleton, but just didn't create enough for me. Created a couple of chances in the first half, a couple of half chances really. Tries to get a few crosses into the box, but it's nothing of serious quality. I thought as the game went on, it became less and less influential. There was one moment on the counter attack where he sort of fed the ball really well. He decided to pass rather than shoot when he was coming onto his stronger foot. The chance was there to shoot, chance there to sort of end his goal drought. He didn't really take it, and that was frustrating as well. His reaction as well was it was sort of like head in hands and that. Like it's like he lost us the FA Cup final. It was but you know, that suggests maybe a little bit of a lack of confidence. You know, he's sort of fearful of making an error, but just got to relax. You know, it's in this team you're going to get plenty of chances. You can't get too downhearted if you waste a chance. And I think maybe at the start of the season that was sort of a difference in mentality. If he did make an error, he tracked back and he made up for it, and he knew he'd get another chance to shoot, cross, whatever. But maybe it's just not quite happening for Eshan Alioski, but he was better than what he has been over the last couple of weeks. He did get involved in the game, he did try and combine with Jamie Shackleton, and he covered Jamie Shackleton if he ever had to, and moved over to the left whenever needed, you know, when Pablo and Alioski were switching wings quite a lot. Matthew's click, I go a 7 out of 10. I thought at times his passing, his touch, his vision was superb. He didn't start the game the best. I thought his first half, by his standards that he set, wasn't great. But sometimes just some of the one-touch passing into Kemal Roof, into Samuel Saiz, I just got momentum building all the time. Just one touch, two touch. Just never ever takes 3 touches on the ball. It's so important to the momentum, and he doesn't give it away often as well. He's just so crucial to a possession-based system, and he's the perfect sort of person in transition for this Bielsa system. You know, one touch, two touch, making it every single time, making the passes, you know, difficult passes too. And I just thought it was a good performance of Matthew's click again. Certainly in the second half, he started to really take control for those 20 minutes where we had just a real period of pressure on QPR for that sort of first 20 minutes of the second half. Sometimes he did shoot rather than what he could have passed, etc, etc, but he started so many of those counter attacks in that second half. I thought it was a good performance of him. Some Saiz, I've got to go a 7 out of 10 as well. Some of the through balls he was playing, he was clipping, he just sees, you know, certain passes that no one else will see, and he made a lovely chance to Kemal Roof late on in the game to possibly make it 3-1. Didn't quite take that chance. But some of the stuff he tries, you know, he always looks for that sort of the second assist, if you like, the through ball over to the winger who will cross it in and create a chance from it. He makes that initial pass, that crucial pass, the Regista kind of pass, you know, the second assist, and he's made so many of them this season. He just creates a space, and through dribbling or passing, he's not maybe our most creative player, but he makes the creative players play better for me. You know, I think he makes a real difference on the pitch when he's playing a little bit further up and in the starting 11. Left hand side, Pablo, again had a class moment for the goal. You know, it's been touched on by Warren in the interview. You know, I looked at it as well before I did the review. It's a really, really good pass that to Kemal Roof, and it's worth a 7 out of 10 alone for the quality of that assist as well. For the moment, for the time of the game as well, it's a crucial contribution that, and it has to be rewarded with a 7 out of 10. That is what Pablo does, even when he's not playing well. He didn't have his best of games yesterday, but he still made that crucial contribution. That's why he's a class player. 7 out of 10 for me. Kemal Roof, 7 out of 10. You know, he gets himself 2 goals, 2 good finishes, but missed a couple of chances as well. You know, he had a couple in the first half. He had that one in the second half to really finish the game. Didn't quite take it, but still, he gets himself 2 goals. His scoring stats this season have been ridiculous, and he just continues to work hard, press well, and he leads that press every single time. He never stops running, and that's why we love Kemal Roof. You know, he epitomises what we need in that lone striker role at the moment. Substitutions, Jack Clark didn't really play enough minutes, but there was one moment where a lovely bit of skill, released pressure late on in the game, and I loved that. You know, he was 2-1 up, pressure situation, he came on, he was still playing the way Jack Clark plays, positive, loving the players, and he did really well for me. Maybe a bit unlucky not to get more minutes, but it's just the way the game flows for me. Other substitution, Apo Halm, who dropped into the back 3 when QPR went 2 up front. That's how much Bielsa loves to see, having the extra centre back over against the opposition strikers. Apo Halm came on and he was nice and positive. Probably his best cameo, I think, for us so far. I thought he came on in a tough situation at 2-1 up with 10 minutes to go, but he was brave, he was aggressive. I saw that real aggressive streak in him. I think he gave away 1 free kick, but he just, other than that, he was winning the ball, he showed his class on the ball. I just thought it was a really, really good performance, and he started to really grow into that. Potentially, certainly grow into that role maybe later on in the season. You know, he's looked a really promising player. I had my reservations at first, but wow, he looks really promising. You know, he's certainly well ahead of, you know, the likes of Conor, Hugo Diaz, etc. in terms of you know, get the centre back sort of what's the word for it? This, you know, the priority in terms of centre backs. Obviously, Cooper, Berardi, Janssen are our main centre backs, but Apo Halm would have to be top of the next bracket of sort of centre backs from the academy in that one. He's done well. You know, it's a 7 out of 10 for me as well. But for me, the only real standouts yesterday was Adam Forshaw, Jamie Shackleton. It was a nice and solid team performance, and we've got to be happy with that. 4 wins in a row. Got a bit of a gap on 3rd place, but feet stay on the ground. And make sure you check out Joe's review of the game, Connor's review of the game, and all our videos from yesterday. Make sure you check it out. I've been Oscar Marriott. I'll stop rambling, and we'll see you later.